minutes gone past the hour of 7 on the AM side. This cold Tuesday morning. This might be a surprise to a number of family members, like, oh, what is Omoife doing in the studios on? I mean, I'm to be in my bed, especially as the downpour is pretty heavy. I mean, having a great time, rested my pretty head, but no, duty calls, and here I am, so you don't have to worry your pretty head. All right. Good morning, top of the morning to you. I trust that you all slept and woke up. Should I ask if you all woke up well, or you're still in bed? Are you still in bed? Come on. I know that the weather is really very cold this morning, but you really need to get off that bed as quickly as possible. I would want to say right now, but as quickly as possible, you need to get off the bed because you need to go to work. No boss, no employer is going to take, oh, the downpour was heavy and that's the reason I didn't come to work. I do not think that excuse would fly from a typical Nigerian employer. So do what's best for you. Get off that bed right now. Get ready and get to work. Get busy. The rains are here, obviously. And the downpour this morning, I must confess, it's really very heavy. I have to say is because it is probably still raining. Maybe your area, it has stopped raining. But I think the rain is actually taking, bit by bit across the city. But whatever it is definitely going to be a productive day for each and every one of us. I'm very optimistic about that. And I'd like you to share in that optimism as well. Welcome on board. This is the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show, the early morning booster that you need to kickstart your day on a cold Tuesday morning. Well, all right. So the Eagles Morning Rise is actually packed with a lot just for your listening and also viewing pleasure, right? We started off with the news, even though we started late. Apologies once again. This hour, we're going to be taking a look at 10 things that you need to know for today. And today is such a remarkable day in history. It is June 3rd, 2025, and guess what today is all about? It is World Bicycle Day. I am not about to encourage you to start cycling, especially now that it's raining, because you are going to get drenched in the rain. So if you have a car, stay put. If you have a tricycle, a keke, no problem. A motorbike, no. A bicycle, obviously not. Maybe much later when it eventually stops raining, you can cycle all you want. So today is actually World Bicycle Day, and I will definitely intimate you on all of that. And we'll get to take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. It's very, very important that we do that, right? You also get to call in to share your 2 cents like you always do. The next hour, it will be time for sports on Eagles Wings with the only sport minister on radio, Vicky Vic, Double V. He will be right here in the studios to share with you all of the latest updates, right? Coming in from the world of sports. You equally get to call in to share your 2 cents. And of course, at the 9 o'clock hour this morning, I will be back to talk current affairs. Right, this could be related to politics, in some way, but we're looking at 18,000 jobs lost amid economic reforms under the President Bola Tinubu-led administration in Nigeria. Now, we've seen lamentations from the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria that the challenges are mounting and a lot more needs to be done, regardless of the speech made by the president on, the second anniversary, day celebration that, we've actually made progress, significant progress, but whatever it is, an economist will be joining us at the 9 o'clock hour, so it won't be like, oh, you're trying to cause a stir when it is not even necessary. So an economist will be joining us at exactly 9 a.m. this morning to look at this side by side. The defense, put forward by the federal government yesterday, or the presidency, that borrowing is not a sin. So are we making progress amidst the borrowing spree, or we're just beating round circles? These are some of the questions that we're going to be getting answers to on Eagles Outlook at exactly 9 a.m. this morning. I encourage you to join us at that time so you can also share your 2 cents, right? Of course, at 10 a.m., it will be time for the General Open Banter. It's going to be an abridged show because we're expecting representatives from the AEDC at exactly 10 a.m. if I'm not mistaken. So the General Open Banter is just going to be from 10:30 up until 11. So it's going to be an abridged show. Please take note of that, dear listener. And right at exactly 11 a.m. first to focus on the city of Abuja. We usually call that one Abuja Now, all right, where we have you call in and share with us latest update, whatever it is that is going on around and within your vicinity or your environment. As far as you're a resident in the nation's capital, we'll be very glad to hear from you what is going on. All of these would be accompanied with the very best of music, and I would be in the studios up until 12 noon. And of course, at 12 noon, I will be handing over to Cassandra. You can call her Cassie for short, or if you are her friend, you can call her Cassie. All right, so please call her Cassie. All right, she would be your guide on the Sunnyside Show later today. All right, my name is Omoife Peace Osemere, and it feels really good to be in the studios this morning, and I want to once again welcome you on board. Please do well to check us out across social media platforms on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, formerly Twitter, and also TikTok, all at Eagles FM Abuja. We're streaming at the moment on YouTube and Facebook. Some of you are already watching. Thank you all so much. So please, I encourage you to join us on Facebook and YouTube so you can see for yourself our state-of-the-art studios and also put a face to the voice behind the MIC this morning. That being said, let me quickly greet you all in your local dialect. All right, the Yorubas, I would like to say Karo to you all. The Hausas in Nakwana. I think I'm going to keep the other part to myself going forward. Right, in Nakwananku. Yes, and the Igalas would say Olodudu. The good people of Akwa Ibom or Cross River, the Effiks and the Ibibios would say Amesiera. Right, and our host community right here, the Baggies, would say, is it Agife? Yep, I think it's Agife. Yes. I forgot in a hurry. I'm very, very sorry. So, to our host community, the Baggies, were saying Agife to you this morning, and with the new additions, we have the Thief tribe in Benue State. That's Cassandra's people, by the way. They will say Ndeve. And of course, the Ntonkan tribe, still in Benue State, of the Idoma tribe, by the way, they would say Ite. And the last, no, not the last now, the good people of Isoko Nation in Delta State, Nigeria, we would say Well, that's more like it. I'm sure that would actually get you off your bed this morning. The last one of the list would be in our good morning. I mean, that should go to the average man and woman, the boy and the girl on the street. That being said, once again, today is World Bicycle Day. So regular physical activity of moderate intensity such as walking, cycling, or doing sports has significant benefits for health. At all ages, the benefits of being physically active outweigh potential harm, for example, through accidents. Now, some physical activity is better than none. By becoming more active throughout the day, people can actually, quite easily achieve the recommended activity levels. Now, this would actually, interest you to know that, according to the World Health Organization, that's the WHO, safe infrastructure for walking and cycling is also a pathway for achieving greater health equity. For the poorest urban sector, who often cannot afford private vehicles, walking and cycling can provide a form of transport while reducing the risk of heart disease, stroke, certain cancers, diabetes, and even death. Accordingly, improved active transport is not only healthy, it is also equitable and cost effective. So, if you have a bicycle in your house, I mean, the bicycle has been there for quite some time now and you've not been using it, this is just a sign that you need to hit the road and start cycling. It's simple. You are just exercising and you're doing your body a whole lot of good. Your body is definitely going to thank you for that later. But if you don't have a bicycle, you can just, have a brisk walk, But I don't think I want to encourage anyone to do that now that it is raining. Okay, that being said, let us quickly take a look at 10 things that you need to know today, Tuesday morning. The federal government has declared Friday, June 6 and Monday, June 9, 2025 as public holidays to mark this year's Eid al-Adha celebrations. Now, the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, made this announcement on behalf of the federal government in a statement by the Permanent Secretary of the Minister, Lynn Adni. This is what an average Nigerian would call Baban Salah, or the big Salah, where ram and cow is being slaughtered. And we're looking forward to that, actually, we the non-Muslims. All right, so former governor of Abia State, Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, on Monday alleged that people in political class are fueling Boko Haram in Nigeria. Kalu spoke while appearing on national television on Monday. Okay, very strong allegations right there. But this is not the first time we're hearing such allegations that we have people from the political class or the elites fueling and even sponsoring, the activities of these insurgents or non-state actors in Nigeria. Here we go again. Away from that one, youth of Owukpa in Ogbadigbo local government area of Benue State on Monday stormed the streets to protest the recent abduction of traders in the area. Now, the attackers suspected, to be armed herdsmen, reportedly ambushed the vehicle and took away the female passengers, both young and old. That's something actually to chew on. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, on Monday met with the traditional chiefs and representatives of the Kpaduma and Guzape communities over the ongoing road construction project and the concerns raised concerning or regarding the evacuation of affected villagers. The meeting, which took place at the FCT Ministers Conference Room in Life Camp, Abuja, was convened at the instance of, the minister to address the growing tension surrounding in areas marked for development, particularly for the major road infrastructure intended to ease traffic and boost connectivity within the FCT. We head on now to the currency market. The Naira appreciated massively against the dollar across foreign exchange markets to begin the week on an impressive note. And at the black market, the Naira gained significantly to 1,615 Naira per dollar on Monday from 1,628 Naira exchanged last Friday. Away from the currency market, former governor of Abia State, Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, has disclosed that he gave $1 million to former President Olusegun Obasanjo and 500 million naira to the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in 1998. Kalu made this known on Monday while fielding questions on a national television program. All right, in 1998, he gave $1 million to former President Olusegun Obasanjo and then 500 million naira to the People's Democratic Party. Okay, in 1990. All right, the Vice President Kashim Shettima has revealed that Nigeria is actively pursuing a massive $25 billion RC gas pipeline project to supply gas to Europe. And he spoke during a meeting with Vito Group, the world's largest independent commodity trader at the presidential villa. The Vice President said Nigeria's leadership transformation under President Tinubu represents an unprecedented opportunity for international investors. Very quickly, the Kaduna State Central Senator Shehu Sani on Monday said the opposition coalition should pick its presidential press conference in his residence in Kaduna. Sani said picking a presidential candidate from the Southwest would be in the interest of fairness, equity, and justice. And the ninth thing I have on the list this morning would be that 3 weeks after the arrest of some persons at Okorumi community in Oredo local government area, some women alongside their children on Monday stormed the streets of Benin City to seek the release of their husbands. The protesting women, some with children strapped on their backs, said the arrest of their 6 husbands had left their families shattered and their children out of school. The final and the last but not the least, actually, would be that the Nigerian Air Force NAF has neutralized over 20 armed terrorists and destroyed more than 21 motorcycles during an air interdiction operation in Zamfara State. Air Commodore Ehimen Ejodame, Director of Public Relations and Information Headquarters, Nigeria Air Force, in a statement on Monday, said the operation carried out in the general area south of Megalma in Maru local government area was aimed at halting a planned large-scale attack on vulnerable communities by armed bandits. All right, that being said, let us proceed very quickly now to take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers, right? I've got a Nigerian Tribune newspaper to start with, and the big news story here says weaponization of poverty. APC tackles Atiku and Mechi El-Rufai says a trio desperation. The second writer says silent on 8 years of Buhari administration. Okay, that's on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. NAF airstrikes killed 20 terrorists in Zamfara. Details on page 26. Courts short, lawyers, litigants stranded as judiciary workers begin strike. Check page 4 for that story. And on page 16, North must support Southwest in 2027 to complete 8 years in power. This statement is credited to Shehu Sani. I take that again. The North must support Southwest in 2027 to complete 8 years in power. Shehu Sani talking there. You find details on page 16. Assault on vice principal. That's the kicker. Ondo police arrest parent for others. I think that's a step in the right direction. Honestly, that's a step in the right direction. We had to banter on this yesterday on the General Open Banter. You recall that a parent had actually hired thugs to beat a school vice principal to a pulp because the vice principal had actually stopped, the parent child from cheating during WAEC exams. Now you find details of our story on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Aggrieved lawmakers ask WAEC registrar to resign over conduct of midnight exam. All right, 2 riders underneath it. Exam body printers for leaked English paper. And then the second rider says papers were distributed by road nationwide. All right, you find details on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Distributed by road. What is supposed to be distributed, by air? I don't know. Just asking. Ground rent is the kicker. I derive joy in stepping on toes of powerful people. Guess who's talking there? The FCT minister, Nyesom Wike. Well, one would say that is no longer news. I mean, check his antecedents, right? Some people want to call him a troublesome person and what have you, but maybe he is not really a troublesome person. He's just one person that derives joy, stepping on toes of powerful people. All right, suspected herders kill 43 in Benue communities. Now, I actually had a smile on my face before I saw this headline and it just disappeared. Again, coming in from Benue State, 43 killed by suspected herders. Details on page 3. I'll leave it there for the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Grab a copy to get details. And the Punch newspaper is up next. 2027 is the kicker. Wike's Tinubu endorsement sparks opposition firestorm. 2 riders underneath it. The first one says PDP bigwigs, opposition parties split over ministers' stands, and the second rider says Bode George, Amechi camp, others vow to fight Wike. All right, that's on page 2. And presidency moves to settle 2 trillion naira power debt. One of the Punch newspaper this morning. Reps grill WAEC chiefs over exam disruptions. That's on page 16. Judiciary workers strike grounds courts. Judiciary workers strike grounds courts. Details on page 12. And 7 states spend 190% of revenue on loan repayment. 7 states spend 190% of revenue on loan repayment. That's on page 31. Federal government estimates 880 billion naira yearly for road maintenance. Federal government estimates 880 billion naira yearly for road maintenance. That's on page 32. Boko Haram fueled by political elites to destabilize Tinubu. This is coming from Kalu. You find details on page 16. And then 3 Nigerians bag 15 years jail for fraud in India. 3 Nigerians bag 15 years jail for fraud in India. Check pages 4 and 5 for details of that story. And then moving on to page 7, Lagos APC, Labour Party, aka LUP, in turmoil as PDP eyes local government poll upset. That's on page 7, and I'll leave it there for the Punch newspaper this morning. The Daily Trust newspaper is reporting differently. Mokwa flood is the kicker. Death toll hits 200, over 500 missing. Right, a detail of the Daily Trust newspaper, and the rest of the page, or the front page, has been bought over by Governor Buni, highlighting how he's been able to elevate service delivery across Yobe State. You see photo splash or snapshot of key projects and programs right down the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. The Guardian newspaper looking all busy this morning. Publish or perish is the kicker. 97% of public varsitors default in online visibility transparency order. Publish or perish. 97% of public varsitors default in online visibility and transparency order. Find details on page 6 this morning. PDP chides AGF as Osun government sues federal government for stopping council's allocations. All right, check page 7 for that one. And moving on to page 15, 16 years after meltdown, NGX market cap surges by 347.5%. 16 years after meltdown, NGX market cap surges by 347.5%. That's on page 15. That's some business news, if you ask me. 2027 is a key card. PDP's internal crisis worsen as Wike George trade words. Check page 6. Moving on to page 5, Natasha's denial of sexual harassment allegation against me, an afterthought, says Omokri. Natasha's denial of sexual harassment allegation against me, an afterthought. Omokri talking there. Details on page 5. And moving on to page 29, over 950 southeast locations occupied by bandits, herdsmen, and kidnappers. This is definitely going to be a good read, and maybe some expose right there to hear that over 950 southeast locations have been occupied or dominated by bandits, herdsmen, and kidnappers. All right, one would expect that the security agencies would make good use of this information, right? But details you'll find on page 29 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Mokwa flood is the kicker. Over 1,000 still missing, 200 bodies recovered. Oh dear Lord. You find details on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. NAF strike kills 20 bandits, 5 vigilantes in Zamfara. Amnesty International demands probe. Details on page 3, and then on page 12 you have this editorial piece right there. Ribadu's warning against a ransom payment to kidnappers. Ribadu's warning against a ransom payment to kidnappers. That is an editorial, by the way, on page 12 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And the Nation is certainly in the list. Wike might take on PDP 2027 elections. Mechi Fubara. All right, details on page 4, and then police, CBN, Abuja's agency, others, OFCT ground rent. Police, the CBN, Abuja's agency, others, OFCT ground rent. Details on page 5. Herdsmen kill 33 in Benue, and court fines air fine 900 million naira for illegally detaining Kajuru leaders. That's on page 5. And Mokwa floor death toll hits 200. Find details on page 6 this morning. And that's just going to be about the size of the headlines I will be taking across Nigerian newspapers this morning. At this juncture, we'll take a quick break. When we return, the studio lines will be open for you to call in to share your 2 cents like you always do. And I'll just quickly hand down the numbers 09073530044 or 09087668888. These are the numbers to call to be part of the pages this morning. You can send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 090970544 and 50. Let's take this quick break. When we return, we'll get to hear from you. To join us again. Program sponsorship on Eagles 102.3 FM. Please call 080-5919-8658. That is 080-5919-8658 or 081-5791-7278. Again, 081-5791-7278.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
All right, we're back. Thank you so much for staying with us. If you are just joining us, this is the pages. You might want to call it the newspaper review segment of the Eagles Morning Rise breakfast show right here on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. Your radio experience that you can always count on anytime, any day, anywhere. Follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, because the conversation is being streamed live at the moment, all right, at Eagles FM Abuja. That being said, let us get started with the voice calls. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, what's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Abubakar. I'm calling from Masaka.
Abubakar from. Is it raining there?
It's raining here, actually.
Oh, all right.
Just started anyway.
Okay. Good to have you.
First of all, my regards to Udrak, all members of Eagles FM.
Right.
Especially Salasi, Onja, and the rest of them. I want to respond to one of the headlines. I said the vice principal was beaten by thugs.
Yes.
Who was that were invited by the parents. Almost, I am a teacher too, and that happened to me just yesterday. It's going to be discreet. I'm not going to reveal the name of the school, but I was in the class and I administered a cultural assessment test to JSS Tulena. So the first test they had, a child from among them was using, she tore her own notebook and was using it for my practice. I discovered it and recovered it from her. Lo and behold, in the next test to her, I asked all of them to bring out every material close to them. A small child or a child of 11 answered me, why should she bring her own out? So I was like, why would you answer me like this? I ignored her and gave her 2 strokes of cane on her hand. And this turned back home. After the close of the day, she went to call the mother. The mother, the auntie, they invaded the school, shouting and pouring insults on us that they are going to see the other side of her father, that nobody has the right to touch her daughter. The only thing I told her, I said, I now see the reason why your daughter behaved like that. All insults, and to even show that she is simply thing. This lady said that no wonder you people are teachers, that you will die being teachers. She never knew that we have this passion for teaching, and I will continue to teach, because that is, if people like her are in the school system going for money, then the entire education system will die, will collapse. And if you perceive teachers, the teaching profession as poverty or whatever, Then I understood the kind of mother she is. So I have to leave. It was later in the evening that the school authorities, after intervening, they even called security. After intervening, they now called and they begging on her behalf. That she later realized that the daughter is going to lie to them.
Okay. Abubakar, because of time, I'm really very sorry. Yeah. I don't mean to cut you short, but I don't know. We always encourage people to send us eyewitness reports, and you see, this is your story. It is a very, very special one, and I really do think that I should recommend or suggest that you share your story on Gidigba Assembly later this evening at exactly 7 p.m. so that members of the parliament can actually deliberate on it, if you don't mind.
Okay. Hi.
Are you there, Abubakar?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so
what time?
It's by 7 p.m. Please do what to call. Better still, I think I'll just grab your number and or just leave a message on WhatsApp. We'll take it from there. Send hi on WhatsApp and just a little detail about what happened to you yesterday. Then I'll communicate same to Honorable Apeh the Great. I think Gidigba Assembly will be the right program for this, this course. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right. Okay. It says a lot. What is going on in our society today, where parents can just decide to take laws into their hands, go to a place of learning to threaten, to harass, and even beat up teachers? I said yesterday that this is certainly not a good time to be a teacher, honestly. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. What's your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Chimeze, calling from Asokoro.
Good to have you, Chimeze. Please go ahead.
Thank you. I have to concur to the last caller. You see, this indiscipline starts from the home. Sorry to use the word, mostly mothers and some fathers. I have a rule. If you are taking your child, even if I'm to run a school, I'll make it clear that we administer corporal punishment here. Listen, we are imbibing Western culture a lot to our detriment. There are languages a child should never speak at a certain age. These children are in what you call telemotor in psychology. Whatever they learn, whatever you tell them, whatever they move with, they are grown to the age of discernment, and then it becomes late. You go to some public places, you see a child, the mother, 2 or 3, they are occupying a seat or chairs. If an elder comes back, the mother insists that they have that right of occupancy. Instead of standing up, we have African culture. I don't know where we are learning all this. It's part of a Western destructive indoctrination. Yes, punish a child, but not out of a hatred. You understand me? Minimal punishment should help a child to grow. Well, hammer this program according to you, 7 p.m.
Right.
Then if it comes to insecurity, it's unfortunate that we are seeing the truth in the mirror and lying to ourselves. I'm from Abia State. Boko Haram, Fulani, Iswap terrorists. You people will say you shouldn't call them. Why should we not call them? Are we not aware of what is? Whosoever that is saying you should not call them should pray never to be a victim. He or she or the family or relative. When kidnappers call you, you hear the cry of your loved one at the point of death. Nobody will tell you. Even if you are driving past and see somebody caught for kidnapping, if you are not restrained by law, you stop your vehicle and offer them a drop of fuel. For the local governments they have in Abia State, I pity them. I'm not bragging. We know what we did to them in Isukwata, our place. Let them come. Okay, let them come. None of them will escape, no matter the military backup they have from our office. I can forward it to you. Enough of this. We know the people doing all this. Like TYW myself, some security agencies are aiding these people. They are fully aiding them. Military by day, kidnappers by night. You give them uniform, you give them right of stay. Okay, look at what is happening in Lagos. Enrollment or recruitment into the Nigerian army. People from Kaduna are having legitimate residency.
Okay, Chimeze, kindly wrap up your thoughts because of time, please.
No problem, no problem. All hammer is. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your contribution. I think I would like to share an unsolicited opinion, with regards to what you said, still putting or attaching a tribe to crimes being perpetrated by, a group of people? There's a lot going on at the moment, but I'll do that much later, right? Because we need to take more calls from, people listening on the other side of the radio. 09073530044 or 09087668888. Good morning to you, Moses.
Good morning. Amoife.
Good to have you this cold Tuesday morning. Is it raining there?
No rain, no rain, no rain.
God is wonderful.
The place is just too cool.
Well, all right.
Why should you be allowed you to come to the studio and he's relaxing on his bed over there?
No, Yudi is not exactly relaxing. He's under the weather.
So you double. Yeah, tell him that.
All right. Thank you very much.
The issue of this one. I don't know whether you have heard this issue of Miracle Center.
Yep, I've heard that before.
Yeah, what are the board of school area or Ministry of Education? What are they doing in such? Let them, they should set out their team. The day that they are having this wire and see what is going on. There are things that we allow it to flow under the bridge, and some of these abnormalities affect our children. Taking these children to the high level of our society start from the grassroots. When corruption started from the school, what are you expecting over there in the area of governance? So, children can know more defense. That's why sometimes even in school, in our higher institutions, you see a student paying lecturer, or some of the ladies sleep with the lecturer to come out with their own calling the issue of flight color.
Right.
Bringing out the certificate that you cannot defend.
Right.
Yeah, so that is what is affecting in our society. So they should fight from the grassroots. The Ministry of Education should make sure that they should go around to push at this, and that man being arrested should be an example to the others. They shouldn't let him go like that. Yeah. Then finally, the issue of another 43 people killed in Benue State. The issue of security again. Southeast is occupied by, is it 96% you say?
Well, it is occupied by headsmen, bandits, and kidnappers.
Around 96. It's an alarming record.
Over 950.
900. Imagine. It's an alarming. So I think it's an export to our security. So what I'm saying is that as Nigeria has become a center of these people to come out from outside to come and terrorize us, I believe that it is a hard time. I always say, and I'll continue to say, that the issue of insecurity of this nation is an emergency.
Right.
We shouldn't take it like this. Look at the way they are spraying. They are spraying so fast that they make the Nigerians uncomfortable to stay in their own country. So there is nothing wrong if we can have external support.
Okay.
Let us try out. Let these people come in.
Okay.
Because these people, they have support. Look at the system of the politicians are backing it up. So let these people, as far as this information is concerned, let us cry out for external support. Thank you, Almighty.
Thank you very much, Moses. Thank you. Moses says we should cry out for external support. All right. 090970544 and 50. You can direct your voice notes and messages to that number. That is the WhatsApp portal number, actually. You can also leave a comment on the Facebook and YouTube page. At Eagles FM Abuja, where the program is being streamed live at the moment. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Almighty.
Good morning, Elder. Good to have you.
Good morning, I regard your family.
Thank you very much.
I wish you are to be the person.
Thank you.
Bless you and bless you.
Right.
And then I always talk about the spirit in Nigeria. My sister, let me tell you, the government is used to do what they're supposed to do. We security party have advised the government the way out, but they refuse to hear us. You see, a terrorist war is a guerrilla war. Nigeria police can never fight insurgency. Insurgency is a guerrilla war. We have told the government, but they don't listen to us. see what will happen in Zamfara State. It's not a fault of airport. You see, before you use plane to go and drop bomb, that place have declared as a war zone. War zone. So anything where you see in that area, it's an enemy. By using plane to go and drop bombs between civilians and terrorists, it must have affecting civilians. War zone. If they have declared war zone, anything where you see in that place will be shot. That's why we use plane. But to use plane among us civilians. It must have effect in Nigeria. We don't do a special force. We have a plane. We have planes before we fight anywhere. We have secured that place because we have every information. The people on the ground. But that type of incident never leads to any harm in any country. That's why we tell the government insurgency war. It's a special force to fight it, but they refuse to form a special force because most of the in Nigeria here. If we are not beheading, we have been shouting. Nigeria police can't fight insurgency. We have best army in the world, that's why they are fighting. Have best police in the world, that's why they are fighting insurgency. Insurgency war is a guerrilla war. But they refuse to form a special force because they know if they form a special force, all these people function terrorists. They will bring them out, deal with them. And that's why they refuse. And then I'm appealing to Benue State, to Chile Benue State. We have advised the government of Benue State, whether they are listening to us or not, to solve the problem in Benue State. Stop the village guard. In any village, they tell your youth back to village. Train them. Any village where you go, anytime where you go, you see the army officer, the police officer. Train your youth to be a village guard.
Okay.
If they be a village guard, if they are attacking the other village, support the other village.
All right.
You see, all these terrorists in Benue alone.
Yes.
In Benue State, we stop. We start forming village guard. We don't have police. We don't have army to beat the whole of the area. From your village guard, they have paid them. We have youth in Benue. Train them and give them arms to protect your village for you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elder, for your contribution. Thank you. Just like he would always say, I am not a politician. All right. Felix, good morning to you.
Good morning, the princess.
Good morning to you, Felix. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, my dear.
Right. Calling from Lambata.
Yeah.
Is it raining there?
It's not raining, no. It's just cloudy, cool, breeze blowing around and all. Just like that. No rain. Okay. No raindrop.
All right.
Yeah. You see, I must say, when we allow the culture of corruption and looting, mismanagement, when that ambience is allowed to fester, you get all kind of killings, all kind of reports of people dying by flood, dying by bandits, dying by Boko Haram, dying, because we lack the will to do the right thing, especially at the leadership level. And it's very, very unfortunate. Until the issue of corruption is frontally tackled, we continue to be hearing all this news, all this information, because most of these killings are as a result of organized crime by some people who are the helm of affairs. And because they are untouchable and they have free money, they've looted, free money they've got from their political connections, they are able to sponsor all these kind of things. Take, for instance, banditry. Go to some places where you see these banditries occupying. You will see that there are precious metals, minerals that are mined in those locations. And these agents of death will go and mine, nothing happens to them. But when ordinary Nigerians go for farming, these bandits will attack. Unfortunately, so our government look into the issue of corruption and bring possibly prefer capital punishment to it. We will continue to move in this circle. Thank you and God bless Nigeria and God bless Igulation.
Thank you very much, Felix, for your contribution this morning. Let's quickly start off with the contributions that we have on the Facebook page this morning. And afterwards, we'll take a look at what we have on the WhatsApp portal. Also, Francis Namani, watching us live from Amagunze in Enugu State, says, good morning. Mr. President should desist from further borrowings to save the image of this country. Let him begin to diversify and harness Nigeria's abundant natural resources to improve the living standard of Nigerians. And also, the president should do everything possible to address the incessant killings in Benue, Plateau, and other parts of the country. Which way, Nigeria? May God help us. That is what also Francis Naman is saying. Thank you so much for your contribution and always watching us, right? Moving on now to the WhatsApp portal. I think I'll be starting off with the voice notes that we have on here. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Eagle FM. Good morning, Omo FM.
Good morning.
My name is Okonkwo Remi Onyenwego, calling from the city of Suleja in Niger State. The death toll raised to 200 and more than 500 missing in Mokwa flooding in Niger State. It is that death has become a norm in Nigeria. Every day, death. And I ask myself, is it that animal is dying or human being? And we say that we have a government, and our government is not even saying anything about it. National Assembly is not saying anything. I saw in Senegal, when there is a flood, their president stood up and went into the flood and began to help the world, the victims. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. All our leaders, they wear big agbada in their comfort zone, and they are speaking about jumping from one party to the other, creating problem for Nigerians. Who did Nigerians this thing? When are we going to be free from this mental slavery in this country? May God help us. My name is Okonkwo Remi Onyenwego from Suleja in Niger State. Thank you.
Oh, here we go. Thank you so much for that voice note. But please, next time when you are trying to send a voice note, I would advise that you move away from your radio set, because I could hear everything I'd actually said before now, and it's somewhat distracting if you ask me. And just so you know, NEM has already delivered relief materials to, Mokwa flood victims. The wife of the state governor has also visited, the flood victims, and she donated 50 million naira. We've also seen donations from Peter Obi, I think as reported by the Guardian newspaper. The Nigerian Red Cross also, they've equally responded to, the Mokwa flood, amongst others. Thank you very much. I see this one from Bibi Blessing. Good morning to you.
Well, good morning, sir, this morning. How are you doing? How are you?
Very well, thank you.
I greet you very much. My name is Bibi Blessing from Otako. I want to greet our callers this morning. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year to you and everything. I want just put out this morning. I greet a man of Makifu Salesa. I call them my daddy. I want to put my issue of persons that say Bolo is not a sin. You not condemn Bolo. Why Bolo it can be a sin for them? When you borrow the money, you know they use the money, do what you're supposed to do. It then become a sin for you, and then become a curse that nobody can forgive. You cannot borrow person money, or you steal somebody money, you say it's not a sin, or you borrow money, say it's not a sin to borrow. But when you borrow, take and do people for the people that you borrow the money for. Not by borrow, you share it between yourself, between your children. You are using the money, fly, go outside country here and there. It will become a sin. And when you borrow, if you not pay, even though you die, you will not go anywhere. Make sure when you borrow the money, you use the money, do what you're supposed to do. If in a road, you're supposed to take a do, you take a do. If in a water, if in a school, if in a hospital, you do. Whether you borrow money and you don't take a do what you're supposed to do for the citizen, and you are still collecting citizen money, take a fry, go outside country, God will see for you, and God will judge them put, whereas they don't use the money. God bless you. Bye-bye inside this money.
Baby Blessing, thank you so much for that voice note. I don't know, you don't sound good this morning. Is it the cold weather or what? Well, thank you so much for reaching out. I hope you're fine, though. I see this one from Usman Daura. Good morning.
Good morning, Moife.
Right.
My name is Usman Daura from Abuja. I greet Salasi and original Fulani from National Assembly Quarters, Abuja. about the killings in Benue State and other part of Nigeria. How many more will be killed for remote action on this? Insecurity has become the order of the day. No part of the country is secured. Even Abuja is not secured. Killings every day. You need to go and see how people are living in those places. How discontrolled they are. They are destabilized. They don't know what to do. Where else would they go? What will they do? They don't know what to do. They are tired. And the government that's supposed to protect them is not forthcoming. What is happening? Killings every day. Our life has no value. And the president cannot address the nation on these killings. Killing 10 people, 20, 30, 40, 50. Hey, look at the Plateau. Look at Zamfara. Look at Katsina. Every day. Look at Niger State. Killings every day. And the president cannot address the nation, sympathize and show empathy, to tell them they're doing something about it in order to make citizens feel at home. What kind of country is this, for God? How long are we going to contend this? I pray for the intervention.
All right, we pray for divine intervention from God, of course, I believe. Honorable Edward, good morning.
Almost a good morning.
Right.
My name is Honorable Edward from Akpo. The killing in Abia State again. Are you aware that the whole local government in Benue State, there are only 4 local governments that are safe now? Partially, not as if they are completely safe. You have Boko, you have Konshisha, you have Bandika local government, you have Ushoga local government. Up to how many local governments in Benue State? So the bandits, they are taking over the state. What is stopping Mr. President to declare state of I am live? Thank God. I'm sure I'm live on this program. Mr. President, I am calling on Mr. President to declare state of emergency in Benue State. Enough is enough. Oh, some of us will carry arm. Me, I'm ready now. I can't allow my people to be killed, slaughtered like goat. So I have to look for arms. Since carry arms in this country is no longer an offense. I wonder what the state assemblies are doing in Benue State. The best auction says they cannot impeach even the governor who is busy dancing while people are killed on daily basis. So such don't have anything. Mr. President should just declare state of emergency in Benue State because Benue State will become like Borno. Borno is even becoming better than Benue State. What have you done? What have you done to deserve this type of sanction? Thank you.
All right, Honorable Edward from Sad, and equally disturbing what is going on in your home state. But wielding arms in self-defense, do you think that is the way forward? Well, there is so much really to talk about here with a lot to take in. But just maybe, a state of emergency, declaration of a state of emergency in Benue State might address the spate of insecurity ravaging the state at this point in time. A number of, callers have suggested that, and they seem optimistic that that is perhaps the only way forward, but we really cannot tell. We're still, waiting to see how things would unfold and also read the body language of the relevant stakeholders from the federal government to the security personnel and also the state government. Samia from Kuje says a wonderful good morning to you. Thank you so much. The parents that hired thugs to beat vice principal should, be dealt with to teach others a good lesson. The same parents will sit in their houses blaming the corrupt leaders in the country while they are busy training their children on how to cheat. The child should be sent away from the school, and again, the parents should be punished very well. What is the governor of Benue State doing in that state? If he cannot find solution to the killings of the people he was elected to protect, he should resign. The Benue killing is my sincere condolences to the flood victims in Niger State. May God comfort and console them. Have a great and safe day, Princess Adeze Omoefe. Samuel from Kuje, thank you very much, sir, for your message. And Lion Boy from First Generation Estate Lokogoma says, good morning, Omoefe. How are you doing today? I am very well, thank you. It says it's a rainy morning. Southeast people should get ready before the region becomes like Kaduna and Borno. That is what I have to say now. Lion Boy, okay? Thank you for that message. And all right, I see this one from Comrade Ulobasi from Buhari, Abuja. Says, good morning, Lady Omoefe. Well done job. Thank you. Almost all the national dailies and electronic media in the country are having Nyesom Wike on their headlines, but not on a positive note. The man is bestriding the nation as a colossus while everyone is looking helpless in the face of so much pomposity and reckless abandon. Has anyone among his elitist friends remind him that pride always go before a fall, even as nothing can last forever? Time will tell, but remember that tomorrow is pregnant and nobody knows what it will bring forth as a baby. From time immemorial, we have been seeing them fighting for power, but they don't they don't know the hour of their visitation. May God Almighty save us from ourselves. Amen. Comrade Ulobasi from Buhari, thank you so much for that message. All right, so because it's already 8 a.m., so I'm just going to draw. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us on the pages this morning. I'd like to state that the views expressed on the show this morning were not influenced by Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. And much later, I wanted to share an unpopular opinion about, the profiling of the Fulani tribe in northern Nigeria. There was an investigation report published by the Premium Times newspaper. You might want to take a look, so that much later when I share my unsolicited 2 cents on that, you probably will get sense of the point I'm trying to make. But a lot is really going on right now. In a nutshell, condemning an entire tribe because of a few bad eggs here and there, does it really, make any sense? Anyhow, I am Omoefe Peace Osemere. Thank you all so much for keeping us company. Good morning.